Good evening and welcome to the regular meeting of the Revere School Committee. Please rise to salute the flag. Roll call of the members.
Mr. Ferranti?
Here.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Here.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Here.
Mr. Sinella?
Here.
Ms. Ty?
Here.
Mr. Visconti?
Here.
Mayor Arrigo?
Here. Dr. Kelly, Superintendent's report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have a couple of different presentations this evening from the school department, and we're going to begin with one of my favorites, which is the Project 351 program. And we actually have two of our students who participated in that program. Kaylee Martelli has a presentation that she's going to give for us on all of the wonderful work she's done over the spring and the summer and the fall as part of that organization. And also, Naomi DeMoro is here too, who also did some of that work, and she's going to speak briefly about the works that she did. So we'll begin with our fantastic students who impress me and inspire me every day by the great, kind things that they do for other people. Kayla, do you want to come up? Kayla?
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Kayla Martelli, and I am one of 3 representatives from Revere for Project 351. Project 351 is a non-profit organization created in 2011 by Caroline Casey with the help of the governor at the time, Deval Patrick. They take 8th graders from each city in Massachusetts to help them serve in Boston to help our community. For example, in my time serving for this wonderful cause, I've done a clothes drive for Create Us the Crayons. I put together a contest for my middle school to see which grade could collect the most clothes, and we got a ton of generous donations. The other thing I did was collect gum, instant powdered drinks, instant coffee, etc., and put them to care packages to send to Massachusetts Military Heroes Fund. On 9/11, I went into Boston and helped my fellow ambassadors, alumni, and volunteers to put together the care packages. They all contained socks, toothpaste, updates on the Patriots, homemade cards, candy, gum, and a ton of other donations. The overall goal of creating this fund was trying to get today's youth involved in their society. Project 351 has made me gain more leadership qualities and the urge to help out more in my community, to leave impact on others so they can help out as well. Thank you. Have a good night.
Before you sit, I didn't know if any committee members had questions about the projects of the work.
Any members? Ms. Ty.
I know that you have great family values, but what is it that you think motivated you to join in this particular project and to be so faithful to it?
I wanted to join this project because I wanted to help today's youth realize how to make an impact on our society today, and not just them being lazy and not doing anything. I want people to realize how important it is to help out, to help other people, and to make them gain empathy for people.
And where do you think you got all that?
Got all that from my parents.
Good girl. That was the right answer.
Any other members? Mrs. Gravellisi.
Kayla, you said that you had a contest for your fellow classmates. What was the contest that you made up? How did you get them involved and get so many donations?
So with the help of the school, my guidance counselor helped me out, organize donation buckets, and we have this thing called Gator Cup at Garfield in the 8th grade where there's a certain amount of contests, and then the grade that wins the most, they kind of just have the highest honor in the school. So by getting these teenagers that love competition to go donate clothes to see that they can get the highest grade to win, which the 8th grade did win because all of my friends wanted to donate a lot.
That's great. Thank you.
Any other members? Mr. Visconti.
Kayla, I had to ask. What was your favorite so far? Any particular event, fundraising? What have you enjoyed the most?
I've enjoyed, I enjoyed when I went into Boston for 9/11 to go in that line and kind of get all the donations to stuff and seeing how the little kids like donate their cards and how they wrote to send to the heroes.
That's awesome. Great.
Mrs. Rizzo.
Wow. I am just so impressed. I love when families do things together and you can tell that your parents are always behind you to support you, to push you, and that's just amazing. I'm also not surprised because you did win the 8th grade Spirit Award last year because of your amazing talents in school. And I was fortunate enough to meet you last year. I always read about the Lemonettes. I never knew much about it. So after, just before I did get to meet you last year, I was so impressed to do so much reading about you and the family, and I'm just so glad you're here. I
Thank
mean,
you.
you're a great role model for students, like so many out in this audience. So you and your friends, great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other members? Anything else? Just very quickly, let me say that I have the great pleasure of knowing the Martelli family, and these are the kinds of nights and the kinds of young people that make all of the work that we do worth it, to be quite honest. And it's very it's an incredible opportunity to see and to watch somebody grow up and become a young leader, and it gives us, all of us, a collective sense of pride that sometimes we can lose every once in a while, and a sense of community that is unmatched. So thank you for the great work that you've done. Continue to do it. Continue to be involved and engaged. And parents, great job.
And now I'd like to invite Naomi to come on up and talk about her work with Project 351.
It works. Okay. Unfortunately, I was not able to create a beautiful slideshow like Kayla did, but I can tell you about what we did over the last year for Project 351. It's basically kind of like just an opportunity to do some community service, because I feel like a lot of kids our age don't really think about that kind of stuff, like community service. Like, a lot of kids mostly just care about their phones, and I feel like that isn't really as important as helping the community. And with Project 351, you get to do like really important stuff like helping out people in the community. So like once we did like care packages for this program called Christmas in the City, where these kids who are on low incomes, who like don't get like Christmas presents and stuff, they like order them what they want for Christmas, and then they set up this whole event with like food and stuff, and it's really fun. But we made the care packages for the parents, so the parents get something too. Like, we gave them like necessities like shampoo and like stuff to clean their mouth with. I forgot what toothpaste was called, I'm sorry. I also did a clothing drive at my school, but I wasn't smart enough to make it like a competition because I'm Naomi. And basically I just went up to everyone and I was like, hey, you, what's your name? Donate to my clothing drive. And then that's what I did for like a week until the box was filled. And then after that, we just brought the clothing drive to a clothing drive store, and then we shipped it out. And overall, we got like over 60 bags of clothing in my area. And that was only in one area, and there was like tons of them like all over the state. So it makes me think about how much clothes we donated to people who need it, and it makes me really happy. So I like Project 351 because it gives me the chance to give back to the community, and it's it's really fun, and you get to meet a lot of new people that you don't really know. Like, they put you on a bus with all these strangers who are in the same state as you, and you're like forced to talk to each other, and then it's not like a bad thing. Like, I met this girl named Sabrine who's also in the project, and I have ELA class with her and math class with her, and we already know each other, so that makes high school way easier. All right. Yay, I'm done now. Any questions?
Mrs. Rizzo.
Again, you know, the student in front of us is amazing, but it's with the help of her parents that are both here and her sister. You know, when families can do anything, and when they bring their children up this way to be so giving, it's such an honor to sit in this position, because it shows us this is why we're doing the work that we do. It's because of people like you and Kayla that makes this so enjoyable. So I thank you so much for all your hard work. And I just have, is your sister the artist?
Oh, we both draw, so.
So did she have some drawings down at the on Saturday?
Yeah, Emily did.
Yeah, gorgeous. So it's such a talented family. Gorgeous paintings, nice. Thank you, Mom and Dad. Thank you so much.
Any other members? Ms. Chai.
Well, Naomi is not only good at saying, "Hey, you, contribute to my clothing drive,"
I didn't have anything else to
But-
do. I don't know. I'm not very popular at school. I'm just like, hey,
I bet you are now.
donate. This is
And she's also a champion reader.
Yay.
Right, was presented with a certificate and with a trophy, and came and made us all very, very proud. So it's always nice when people excel in both character and academics. And so we look forward to watching all of you go forward in the high school, and know that you will have a very successful career. Thanks for sharing your good deeds with us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chai. Any other? Mr. Visconti.
I want to just
Yes.
commend the parents, both parents, for just, I can only say, it must make you guys proud to see your children doing what they're doing for the good cause, for the community. It is a reflection of you, both of you, and Sue and Dawn, I know personally, great people. They got two great girls that they are proud of, that probably make them proud every single day. I know it's not easy raising a family in this day and age. You know, there's so many distractions that happen, and to see kids up here doing the things that they're doing for the good, it's great. It makes us proud as school committee members to see what they do. And you know, it's a reflection of you as parents, and congratulations. You guys should be proud.
Thank you, Mr. Visconti. Ms. Gravellisi.
Thank you for all your hard work, Naomi. It sounded like you had a great time and a great year. That Christmas in the City project that you worked on, which was, I mean, I know obviously it's giving gifts to the children, but that was a great idea that you gave gifts to the parents. Did you fundraise for that, or was it something that they had done through that organization and you were just there helping organize and pass out gifts for the parents?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. So it was organized by the company. Is that a company? It's an organization. It's organized by the organization.
Okay.
But a lot of the stuff they help us do, like, leads us to our own projects that we have to do. Like, there was the clothing drive project for, like, fall service, I think, and there's another fall service coming up. And then there was the 9/11 tribute service, but I didn't do that because my dad's a firefighter, and I really don't like talking about, like, dead firefighters in front of people. It just makes me uncomfortable. So everything's optional, but you are able to do, like, projects on your own. But there are projects that are organized. Like, once they took us to Cradles to Crayons, and we, like, sorted stuff and, like, scrubbed down shoes, and, like, it was really fun, actually. Scrubbing down shoes sounds gross, but it was really fun. And so there's a lot of projects that we do. Every time we meet up, it's like a like a 9-hour day, and then we just pack like service into it, like as much as we can do. There's like so many projects that we do at once. Like we make cards for people, we like clean shoes, we like do everything at once, and then we like eat food at the end and get to know each other, and it's really fun.
Well, good for you. Thank you for all your hard work, and I'm sure it was an enjoyable time for you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Gravellisi. Mr. Franti?
How you doing, Naomi?
Pretty good.
Good. How long have you been involved with this project?
About a year now, I think.
Okay. And what was the biggest motivation to get behind this project?
I feel like I don't do a lot to give back to the community. Like, I'm one of those kids who sits on the couch and eats chips, and I'm ashamed, but I really just want to help people. So to get the opportunity to help people, it was nice, and I really like doing it.
Well, keep up the good work. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Naomi, I was going to say, there's nothing wrong with chips and the couch. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Mr. Sinella?
You know, just sitting back here and watching, aside from accomplishments, I'm just in awe of the poise and self-confidence that you people have. Most adults have trouble speaking in public, and I can speak for myself, and, you know, they just start going, but it's just, you feed off of your accomplishments. So whether you sit and eat potato chips, you're producing. So it's not something that readily available. So it's a learning experience that every day is something different, and we expect greater and better things, not only in your high school years, but also in your college years, because you're the material that they're looking for. And I personally thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Sinella.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Sinella. Naomi, great job. Thank you for all the great work that you do. One thing that, and this kind of dovetails with what Freddie had to say, the level and the effort that it takes to be outside of your comfort zone and outside of your couch and away from the chips,
They're so good.
that's really where you grow, right? And the comfort that both you and Kaylee have in terms of being outside of your comfort zone and growing outside of that comfort zone is a testament to, I think, the great work that the district does. And I know when I was in high school, I was a couch and chips kid, so.
I still am.
And yeah.
You can be productive while eating chips.
And finally, to the parents, again, great job. As you know, I'm a little bit new at the whole parent thing, and so I can only imagine how much pride it must bring to you to have such wonderful young adults, and to know that they're going to be a great addition to the community for a long time. So great job, and thank you.
Thank you both. That was terrific. And I just want to mention, Naomi did mention, but we did have a third member of the Project 351 team, and that was Sabrine Al-Mukhtari, who is not able to be with us tonight. But wonderful work, ladies. You make us proud, so thank you for that. The next item on the superintendent's report is a presentation by DentaCare, one of my other favorite projects. DentaCare has been a phenomenal partner to the school department for a number of years now, and they work with students in our elementaries and middle schools, or just elementary and middle schools, and helping our kids make sure that they have good dental health. And so I want to introduce Shailini Lahoti, who has been a great partner to us all these years, and she's going to talk to us about some of the work that they've done in the schools over this last school year, and after this, we'll take a recess.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, it's a privilege to be here. I have to say that right off the bat. I do not take this for granted. It's very, very close to my heart. It's for some of you who don't know me, I'm Shalini Lahoti, the dental hygienist. So our formal title is Public Health Dental Hygienist. Hello, Dr. Garcia. It's good to see you. Dr. Mayor Marie, I'm sorry. I'm I'm fortunate she's doing my slide. Thank you. I was like,
is that
should
okay?
I? Yeah, it's awesome. Thank you so much. So we just quickly touch upon what we do. This is just a summary of who we are, what we do, the benefits of the dental program. I've tried to quantify it so we see that there's some difference that's being made. And what we've done at Revere and stuff like that. So we started in 2010, it's a typo, 2014, but so 7 years going on now. Started with some of the schools in Revere, Everett and Somerville, but we've grown. In fact, Dr. DeRusi, who's in Saugus, he actually approached me through one of the common parents and they want to start here, so I'm really lucky and blessed. So what Dentacare really is, it's a public health dental hygiene practice that the Commonwealth of Massachusetts started in 2010. I was part of the process of the planning committee when it actually started with the Department of Public Health, and then they want to serve underserved community. They initially started with finding the need where there's 50%, more than 50% on free and reduced lunches is where the need was, which they've downgraded some for reasons that it now needs to be only 30% or more on free or reduced lunches. So those are the districts and towns and cities that qualify, that need the service. The main goal of the program is to catch dental disease in the schools where it can be caught really easily at very low cost, and in a way that we can refer and follow the kids because they are in the schools. We do an oral exam. We only do dental sealants, and not only, but we put sealants on the kids' molars, apply fluoride varnish. The biggest piece of what I do, which I'm proud of, is the case management piece, which is if there's a kid that needs a cavity and it needs a referral and they already have a dentist, their dentist is notified to know that, okay, we saw your patient and something was seen, and I helped make an appointment. There's a letter that's sent home. If they don't have a dentist, we make sure that they are linked with a local area dentist who accept Mass Health. Most of our kids are on Mass Health, especially the ones that I work super closely with. Get them an appointment as soon as possible, within a week, if possible, as a new patient. I scout out local area offices every year, every 6 to 8 months, to see who's accepting new patients. Some of them say they do, but they're not. They only say they do and meet a certain quota, and then they stop. So I have very good relations with 3 or 4 dentists in Revere and a couple in Everett and some in Somerville to find what is geographically the best way for the parent to have them go to the dentist as soon as possible. So the referral piece and the linkage, closing the loop piece is the biggest thing that I think we've done a good job with. So it's a portable dental program, as you can see in the pictures, which we do an exam. It's also, we follow all the guidelines that have been laid out by AD, American Dental Association, Dental Hygiene Association, Board of so all of that is just like standard of care. And we go and set up in the nurse's office, and that's where the care is. So it's in the schools. Please. So the benefits, as I say, of the program is it's at no cost, in the sense that there is no bill sent home or anything like that. People who are in private, regardless of insurance, every kid is seen, whoever signs. So this is a letter that goes home, and there's a consent form. This is just like a leaflet, and there's a consent letter where the parents sign off, yes or no, I want my kid to be seen in the schools. And if they say yes, we kind of just go from room to room, collect all the forms, and schedule a date with the principals and the nurses, work super closely with the nurses. And I have to say, I am so blessed that I work with the administration that you have here in Revere. It is phenomenal. I cannot say enough about the secretaries, the principals, the nurses. I'm really blessed. They are a very tight group, and they make sure that it's very seamless and smooth, all of that. And that's why we see the amount of kids that we see, which you'll see in the next slide, please. So the way the program works is this is the sign-off sheet that the parents consent on. We collect them, and we decide on a date, and we schedule a visit. Every kid, since last 3 years, to acknowledge what teachers have done, I say that if you can bring almost all the forms back, every classroom, homeroom gets a $20 gift card, Staples card. Just not the monitor. It's just something that, in my way, I like to donate for them, for the extra work, because they're all swimming till here with work, and this is just an extra thing for them to collect and stuff like that. They all get a goodie bag regardless, obviously. And this is what we've done in Revere. This is just for last year. It's not very clear, my pie chart, I'm sorry. But this is just a breakup of all the schools. So we providing services in Hill, Garfield Elementary and Middle, RMA, if I'm missing out, I should. Lincoln, of course. I'm so sorry, yes. So that's just a breakup of how many kids signed up, so that's just the percentage. But the real numbers are on the next slide, please. So since 2010, this is just the past 4 years data that I've been collecting. We started with 764 kids in the district, and now this year we saw close to 1,234 is what, based on this. And 44 kids were sent out for referrals, and we try to close the loop, as I said, for all the 42 kids were seen by the dentist, because we do a follow-up visit in spring and stuff, and so I know exactly how many kids were seen by the dentist when they were initially referred to. So that's we just don't hang in there and leave them alone, and you just kind of try to close the loop on it. And that's really the gist of the program. I really like to do a lot. I mean, I think I forget that you feed off of what you do and what you give. I really feel like that. The more I try to tell everyone in the nurses, if you think of anything dental, just shoot me an email, and I'm sorry the language, but I'll be there. I try to make sure they have, since last 3 years, we've started to give them like a dental box for underserved, whoever needs, homeless kids, no questions asked. If they have all the dental supplies for the year, whether it's brace wax or anything you might need dental, I try to make a box for them for the year and ask them what, falling short and stuff like that, try to replenish it. So they don't ask for anything anywhere to anybody for dental related stuff. They have a list of resources who they could refer to when I'm gone, even though they can reach me through an email of who to refer to, because they know the kids the best. So they can walk the distance on Broadway. Okay, so we're going to refer you to this dentist on Broadway, stuff like that. And I'm going to miss Mr. Moshe. I really
Yeah, I know.
and Mr. Mitchell, but and lots of career panels. We didn't do one this year on Garfield Middle, but I love mentoring kids. I was mentoring 3 kids from Revere High to get to dental hygiene school. They've since moved to Everett, but we followed through with them in Everett to go to Mount Ida, but Mount Ida got dissolved, so now they're at Regis, stuff like that. I really love if they come to me and say, you know what, I want to go to dental hygiene school. So I love mentoring, and all the health fairs, any event in I like to be a part of. So I'm truly, truly privileged, I have to say, to be providing this to the kids here. It's really close to me, so thank you so much. Appreciate your time. That's it. Any questions?
Any members? Ms. Tai.
Well, it's just a wonderful service, but how are you funded?
Yes. So this is
We
fun.
don't get anything free.
Correct. No, this is through Mass Health. So we, all the kids who are on Mass Health, this is the dental program was set up as an adjunct to their benefits. So the reason I don't, and that's the very big reason we don't do cleanings in school, Because if I start doing cleanings, it's out of class time, more out of class time, and then they think everything's being done in schools, don't go to the dentist. My goal is for them to go to the dentist. So to your question, mass health funds it. So the kids who are in mass health, I can bill those kids. But that's only close to 35% of, let's say, 100 kids we saw. The rest are private insurances or no insurances, but that's the money that kind of funds the whole thing, and that's how it's set up. It's not fair that in the bigger, broader perspective that people who are in private insurances, nothing gets, they don't pay anything kind of technically. But Mass Health pays for this program throughout the state. There are 23 public health hygienists in the state. They're all being funded just like that.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
Thank you, Ms. Tai. Mrs. Rizzo.
Shalini, I remember the first time you came to McKinley School with Mr. Mosher and Nurse Gannon, and they still speak and praise you. But what I want to say is you've used the word blessed so many times, and I have to say we're the ones that are blessed for having someone like you, not just as a hygienist, but someone who came in so caring and really does care about the communities that you serve. So I want to say thank you. We, as a school community, are blessed to have you and the people you work with here. So thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Rizzo. Mr. Sinella.
Thank you. Noticing two schools are missing from the list, the Wayland School and the Beachmont School. Were they afforded the opportunity to participate, or was it selective?
Yeah, we do have another partner, Polish Dental, that works with our other schools. And the principals and the teams in those schools enjoy that relationship that they have with Polish Dental, and we saw no reason to change services.
No, the concern was you didn't want to have left out if the services are available.
No,
Thank
that's
you.
right, and, including, Shalini's certainly in a lot more schools than our other partner is, but between the two of them, we have about 1,500 kids who get this dental checkup that they otherwise wouldn't have. And I don't know about everybody else. We didn't necessarily have any health insurance or anything like that when I was a kid. And you went to the dentist when your head was throbbing off because there was a real issue with the tooth. And it was typically a couple of weeks of pain before my parents were convinced that there was a visit needed because it's such an expensive service. So the fact that we can catch these problems early for kids and get them at least lined up with services, and often if they have private, it's very, very common now for people to have private dental insurance as one of the benefits to their employment, or through Mass Health. Yeah, City of Revere offers dental insurance, certainly. We can help these kids be better ready to learn because they're not, worried about their toothache or their tooth pain.
That's my goal. I always ask less absences because I always ask them, is that, do you feel like there's really, like it's making a difference? Because I can quantify, but on a daily basis, do you see like less visits to the nurse or less, Advils being given out or Tylenols being given out? And they're not, it's just extra work for them to actually note that down, but generally speaking, they say, yep, less dental visits across the board. And that's probably what I can ask, I guess. But from my side, I do quantify, the kids I see. But like I said, they know that I'm always available if there's any problem, that it does not escalate, and the kid is in school, and that's our goal, as soon as possible. So whatever can be done to rectify them to get to school is really the goal. Thank you so much.
Mrs. Grevelisi.
Shalini, I just want to thank you for your hard work and your dedication and clearly your passion for what you're doing and helping the children. It's a great job. Thank you.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Have a good night.
Mrs. Rizzo.
And we, as a school committee and public employees, really appreciate your gift. And we do appreciate that they're under $50, because then we'd be in trouble. But no, I really do appreciate it, along with my colleagues.
My,
Mr. Ferretti.
I'd like to thank you for the work you do. How many kids would you say that you would see in a day? And how long was each appointment for?
Yep. So a new child that have never seen, let's say, and everything is need, like, let's say all 4 teeth need to be sealed, so depending on the short answer is a new child is anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes. But the kid who we've seen last year and I've always been seeing, there's really not much that, they keep signing up for the program. It's really 5 to 7 minutes, not even. It's a very quick, we only replace the sealants. So typically, 80% of the kids are repeat kids who've always signed up. So that's only 5 to 7 minutes out of class, not counting the time it takes for them to walk the hallways and come to me and stuff like that. But in the chair, it's 5 to 7 minutes.
Do you go to each school every week, or do you do it once a
Yeah,
month?
so right about now, I would contact, like the principals that sign up that I'm coming, pass in the forms, we decide on a date based on how many kids have signed up. So typically, the next part of your question was, typically, if they're repeat kids, I'd see close to 50 in a day. But if there are, let's say, 20 new kids, then I'd only get to, let's say, 35 or something like that, maybe 40. But on an average, between, I'd say, 50 to 55 in a day. So then last year I was at Hill because there were 400 kids who signed up. So we were there for a week. We tried to make it in 5 days, but yeah. We also like to do group education. So once the teacher says, okay, it's okay for you to take 8 kids at a time, we try to set them up in the nurses, and we do a little demo and brushing and like give them nutritional stuff, like all of them together. So then that takes 10 minutes. Doing that, waiting, and then in my chair. So out of class time, I'd say 12 to 15 minutes. But in my chair, 5 to 7 minutes for the kids who really don't need much, whether it's a high school kid or a middle schooler or an elementary. Molars are molars, like the back teeth are. And anything, I'm sorry, I'm missing
No, I don't
something.
think so. I think you answered all my questions. I
Okay.
thank you and keep up the good work.
Sure, thank you. Have a good night.
Thank you. We're going to take a 2-minute recess. We are back from our 2-minute recess, and we are back on the superintendent's report. Dr. Kelly.
Folks, we're back in session.
Naomi, take it outside.
So the next item on the superintendent's report is the enrollment update. And I just wanted to share with the committee and with the viewers at home, as you know, we've been working very hard to reduce class size, and we've been successful in that this year, largely due to the 18 new teaching positions that the school committee approved in this year's budget. We do have some work to do. We still have areas where the class size is larger than we would like it to be, particularly at the Wayland Elementary School in the lower elementary, kindergarten, first and second grades, and then also at the Paul Revere School in grades 3 and 5. And, you know, one of our challenges at the Paul Revere School is that there simply is no more room in that building. The situation in the Wayland is no different. As the committee knows, we do allow parents to make non-neighborhood requests if they feel like the class size for one of their children is too large and they feel the child would benefit from a smaller class size. We do allow non-neighborhood placements of students as long as the request they're making would move the student to a class that has smaller class size than the neighborhood school. So that is an option for our parents. It would be the parents' responsibility to provide transportation for their child if they did have to go to another school. We don't feel like the class sizes are so extraordinarily out of whack that we would be pleading with parents to do that, but it is still an option for them should they want to. And I'll just reiterate, we're in much better shape than we were a year or two ago when we were looking at multiple sections in multiple schools over the 30 number. And we're thankful to have been able to reduce numbers somewhat this year. We are back at a record high for enrollment. We're over 7,500 students currently enrolled in our schools, and that doesn't include the students that we haven't outplaced programs. With those students included, there are over 8,000 students in the district total. The Revere High School has gone over the 2,000 mark. We're currently at 2,008 students. I would not be surprised to see that number waver a little bit as the school year settles down. We certainly have some kids on our rolls that have not yet reported to school, and we're trying to figure out if they've moved to another district or things like that. So we could see that number come down a little bit. Of course, we anticipate, like we do every year, that there'll be some transfers in, so the number could fluctuate up a bit too. At the middle school level, we've got 1,761 students, and at the elementary, 3,664 students. So we're continuing to see an increased enrollment trend. It's going to be more and more important as time goes on. I mean, it's been more and more important, and I know that everybody on this board understands the need for a new high school and for it to be built somewhere else so that this building can become a central middle school. Certainly having 1,700 kids in this building, as we currently have in middle school, would be a big relief from the over 2,000 high schoolers that we have, not only because of the numbers, but also because of the physical size of such students. And that also would alleviate the pressure on the elementary school if we could look at one or more of our middle schools becoming another elementary school. Then we wouldn't have to be looking at class sizes over 25 at the kindergarten level and approaching 30 at the upper elementary level. So the long-term plan is there. The difficulties are a reality, but we are definitely working to move in the right direction on that front.
Any members have any questions? Okay. Move on to school safety.
Sure. The last, the next item on the superintendent's report is the school safety update, and I'm going to toss the microphone to Dr. Vidala to give that report in just a minute. I do want to point out that I had under my report approval of district goals, but that's going to be moved to the old business section of the calendar. So I'll pass to Dr. Vidala.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Kelly. I always appreciate the opportunity to speak about school safety and security. I just wanted to follow up. We had an in-depth meeting in February where we reviewed a lot of the safety protocols, and that was a really important community meeting for us. But the beginning of school, as we get back to school, it's really important to realize that we are still keeping school safety and security on the forefront, and it is a top priority for us. So as school begins, we just want everybody to know that we are keeping the safety and the security of our students and our staff as a continued priority. So the beginning of the year is a good time for us to reinforce our practices and reinforce some of the procedures that we do in terms of school safety and our drills. We have principals at the beginning of the year review all the procedures, we practice drills, and then they always identify areas for improvement. So beginning to look at the areas that we look to improve, it really starts with our relationship with the police and fire department. And we have a really great relationship beginning with both chiefs, Chief Guido and Chief Bright, as well as the mayor's office. We really have an excellent rapport with police and fire, and we look to them, we lean on them heavily to give us advice and to help us out with our safety procedures. We meet bi-weekly with Captain O'Hara and the school resource officers, and they really lend a keen eye in terms of safety and security, and we look to them to give us some advice on where we can improve. And I typically attend safety training with the Chief of Police, with Captain O'Hara, with our officer, Joe Turner, who helps run our safety drills, and Captain Tedisco from the fire department. Each year, we begin at the school year, within the first 3 days of school, the principals practice a fire drill, because really that's essentially the foundation of all of our safety drills is being able to exit the building in an orderly fashion. And then we do follow-up drills in conjunction with Deputy Chief Cheever and Captain Tedisco with the fire department. We make sure that those are all on point and that we're making sure that we follow those. In addition to that, we look at our building security, and we're looking to improve in some of these areas. We continue to have locked doors, and we have the check-in procedures at the front door where we ask people for their identification. We've increased our security presence and our personnel in all schools. And we continue to have the SROs. Something new this year is we had our school resource officers provide professional development for our safety personnel, and we continue to, as we look to hire new people, we're looking for bilingual people that have a security background or security as part of their experience. And we find that, we want to have people with that personal awareness, but we also want to make sure that people can effectively communicate to our diverse populations. Some things that we're also looking at is Jonathan Ferrara, the head of our technology, is looking to improve our security cameras, make sure that they're all functional. We're looking to apply for grants and have additional resources. And as Dr. Kelly mentioned earlier, one of the big pieces is we're hoping to get into the pipeline for a new high school, which would, of course, as we build a new high school, have state-of-the-art security procedures and cameras as well. And as we look at some of the new buildings that we visited at our neighbors in Winthrop, we look to them and see, as we would build a new high school, we'd be able to have some of these state-of-the-art opportunities for our building security as well. Finally, we look at our emergency plans. They're updated every year. Principals work with those, and they send me the emergency plans, which we then review with police and fire. And then we conduct our enhanced drills. And we did a little bit of this. We talked a little bit about what our enhanced drills are at the last meeting in February. But just to review, these enhanced drills are unique drills that are designed to train our staff and our students to deal with things that maybe they haven't seen before. And that's really where we work in conjunction with police and fire. We begin with a tabletop meeting, and we talk about what's working well, what are some areas that we'd like to do. Then we conduct a drill where the people haven't seen it before, and they have to react on their feet, deal with personal awareness, and the kids have to respond to something that they might not be used to. And we found that this really, helps sharpen our awareness. And at the end of the meeting, we bring in with police and fire, and they give us some feedback, which then the principals can meet with the staff and talk about, what they've done. In addition, part of the safety drill, part of our emergency plans have pictures like this, which are, an overhead shot of, say, the Rumney Marsh Academy. When they do a typical drill, they have these 6 areas where the kids will meet up in terms of evacuating. This way we can take accurate attendance, and we're making sure that they do that. If it's not a fire drill, there may be a different location site, but each of those groups would have a group leader, an adult that is in charge of that, and they would be in charge of taking attendance for the kids. The kids know which area to go to. So it's really helpful that they divide up the school into 6 different groups, and they're able to make sure that they're able to account for all the kids in case of an emergency. Another thing that's very important is clear roles and responsibilities. So again, this is just an excerpt from a safety, an emergency plan that one of the principals has developed. There's a form like this at every school, but it clearly tells you what each person should be doing. What should the principal or the school administrator be doing? What is the nurse responsible for? What are the custodians responsible for? And then we have these clearly defined roles and responsibilities. And it's really every staff member has a responsibility, and continuing to practice that, make sure that we're keeping our kids safe. And just some final thoughts. It's really important for us to stay proactive and to take a collaborative approach with the other experts in the district and in the community. And so even though it's the start of the school year, there's not necessarily an emergency that has happened in the past, we want to make sure that we're continuing to keep school safety on the forefront. We work with our families and the communities, and we really focus on the awareness of our staff, the awareness of our students, and communicating effectively to our parents. And one of the things that I really enjoy about working in this district is that our students are some of the kids that have the most knowledge of what's going on. They talk to the school administrators, they notify us if there's something going on, if they feel like there's something isn't right, and we can address it right on. So I think that, we continue to do a good job. We always look to find areas of improvement, but school safety is always on our radar and something that we always keep in the forefront. And if we're doing a good job, the kids don't know about it, and they can focus on learning. So we continue to work with the principals and the school resource officers in that area.
Any members have questions? Mrs. Rizzo.
Just, I'm really glad that you brought these slides to us. Great work, and I see so much improvement from, one year to the next. My question is just, perhaps in the future, even if it's just biannually, we do have a safety and security subcommittee, so if they could be included in on some of these procedures, or, one of your focuses was on awareness and community. So if the school committee subcommittee could be part of that, that'd be greatly appreciated.
Absolutely. I'd love to meet with the committee, and we can do a regular meeting, and I could definitely attend that, and we could talk about some ideas of how we can improve even further.
Mrs. Gravellisi.
Thank you, Dr. Vidala. Do you have a schedule set up when you're going to be doing the practice and enhanced drills? Is that already in place?
Yes, so in October, we're planning enhanced drills in 3 of the schools. So one will be a complex at the West Revere complex, one will be here at the high school, and one will be at the Hill School. So we're planning on firming up those dates. Next Monday, I'll be going to a training with the Chief of Police and Captain O'Hara and Captain Tom Tedisco from the Fire Department, and we'll put our heads together based on that. We'll get some new ideas of some things to do, and then we'll get those in the books. And again, we'll always notify families ahead of time. We don't want any surprises. If there's increased police and fire presence, it's likely due to those drills, but we'll notify people ahead of time because we don't want people to panic or people to feel as though something is wrong.
Exactly. And will each of our schools have the enhanced drills more than once each year, or just one?
Typically, the enhanced drill we do once per year, and we do the fire drills multiple times per year.
Thank you.
Mr. Sinella.
Thank you, Dr. Vidala. Mentioning Winthrop High School, we went 2 years ago, and awesome, but they built ground up. We went up to the vocational school, older, but they had a nice setup with the communication. You give the ID, they print the badge with the picture and the ID. If there's anyone in there you're not allowed, they're aware of it. I noticed this year that the state budget has an enhanced amount of monies for security in the schools. Any idea as to how they're doling that out? Is it, you have to apply for it, or?
Yeah, so there is a $40 million line item, and it looks to be for mental health services, connection to school social workers and school adjustment counselors, psychologists. It seems to be a proactive approach, which is wonderful. As we look at those, we would certainly apply for some of that grant money and increase, again, the personnel, because we found that, especially in Revere, we do a great job with our social workers, and we've, thanked the school committee for, funding some of those positions. We have a lot more than other places do, and we find that that's definitely helpful. So we want to make sure that the kids have access to those resources and those mental health resources. Another thing that we would do is we apply for a grant for technology, and that's around, with the police department, we're applying for a grant, and that would be around some of that software and hardware. The governor's budget is looking for personnel for mental health, which is wonderful because it's duly needed.
All right, well, thank you. The awareness of Revere High School compared to Winthrop High School, this was built in a different era. Doors all over the place, open campus theme back then. So it's kind of regimented, trying just to maintain what we do have. And I personally think that, considering a couple of minor things that have been straightened out since last year, we look forward to a good this year, and thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Anything else? We are on to the student representative report. Dr. Kelly?
Sure, just briefly. So we do have a new student representative to the school committee. Waleed Sokiki could not be with us tonight, but he will be here in October, and will be sharing reports from what's going on from a student's perspective in the district and at the high school in particular. So we can give a proper welcome to Waleed next month.
Great, good news. Now we will open it up for public participation. Speak now, forever hold your peace. Okay. Consent calendar.
Motion to
Miss-
accept the consent calendar?
Motion to accept? Okay, roll call.
Mr. Ferranti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Ms. Ty?
Yes.
Mr. Visconti?
Yes.
Mayor Arrigo?
Yes. Report of subcommittees. No report. Old business.
Mr. Mayor?
Yeah, Ms. Ty.
I move that we accept the five-year district improvement plan from 2015 to 2020 for the school year 2018-2019, submitted to us by the superintendent, and which we have previously analyzed and approved.
Motion to approve? Roll call.
Mr. Ferranti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Ms. Ty?
Yes?
Mr. Visconti?
Yes.
Mayor Arrigo?
Yes. New business. None. School committee interests. Mrs. Rizzo.
Two things. One, just to piggyback off of Dr. Vidal's security slideshow. I just want to say Revere High will be hosting an MASC workshop on critical incidents in the schools. It's a way how to prepare, respond, and recover from critical incidents that we hope we don't have. But we had this workshop at a couple of different places. Our police officers do ALICE training, which I think is among the best. But this had a few different perspectives that could be incorporated. So not only are we inviting all school committee members, we're inviting superintendents, of course, the police and fire department, because they always have great input, and especially our SROs. So we're hoping to have a good workshop. I thank Dr. Kelly for allowing us to use Revere High School. This is going to be on Saturday morning, September 29th. Registration would be 8:30 a.m. It is free to everyone. I just ask if you could sign up on masc.org. And number two would be CPAC is holding an ice cream social. And this will be next Monday on the 24th at the Revere Rec Center at 6 p.m. And they do ask for you to RSVP. And I'm going to give you a phone number, and it is public, and they allow me to say the number. And that would be 781-485-7163. So you can either call or text them. It should be a great time, and I look forward to, I don't even eat ice cream, but I look forward to looking at it. So if you can, stop by.
I'll take you up on it.
Okay, thanks.
Any other members?
Mr.
Ms.
Mayor,
Ty.
I know that the city has already made some arrangements to honor Officer Singer, but our very own SRO has gone out and been the hero once again, saving that child at a place that was not in Revere. This is the second time he has stepped up and done that. And I just say, I mean, every day I think he and our other SROs do such a wonderful job in the school. And then we see them go outside and everybody knows how great they are at that. Just think that it's just wonderful. And we're so proud that we have him here and that he serves our children faithfully every day.
Mrs. Rizzo.
Yes, and just to add, I really do appreciate and admire the fact that they were going to do it at Lincoln School. It is so nice for our students to be able to get to see what the real heroes look like in this world. I think it's a great tribute to Officer Singer, to his children that were there for that devastating accident, and just all our children to be able to see. He is so loved and appreciated, like all of our SROs, but our elementary students look at him, I mean, I watch, they run up to him, the biggest hugs, they can't wait to see him, they love when he comes to read. So I am so happy that it is being done at Lincoln School. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Rizzo. Mr. Ferranti, so we do not have a date yet. We had to unfortunately reschedule due to some circumstances with Officer Singer, but we will make sure to reschedule and get everyone a date. And I will say one thing, kudos to his daughter also, who actually alerted him of the incident that was happening. And we certainly, in today's day and age, when folks see something, they need to say something, and she did a very brave act by letting her dad know that that situation was ongoing. With that, we will move on to motions. No motions. With that, oh, Ms. Ty. Mr. Ferranti.
Thank you for your confidence, Ms. Rizzo. I have a communication here from Dr. Kelly, to Dr. Kelly from Matt Cruz, that the Department of Elementary and Secondary Education Audit Guidelines recommends that the school committee annually approves the student activity accounts that will be used district-wide. Please have the school committee review the attached listings of student activities and vote to approve them for the 2018-19 school year. Please note that the student activity accounts exist for funds raised by the student organizations, which will be expended by those students for their benefit. The attached objectives/missions for each high school activity were communicated to us directly by the high school principal. Thank you. And
Well-
okay. And basically, we have a listing of all the student activity accounts with all the schools, the principals, and the amounts of money.
Motion to waive the reading.
Fine.
Second. All in favor, all opposed? So moved. And now a roll call on the
On that.
motion to approve. Get a second, roll call.
Mr. Ferranti?
Yes.
Ms. Gravellisi?
Yes.
Mrs. Rizzo?
Yes.
Mr. Sinella?
Yes.
Ms. Ty?
Yes.
Mr. Visconti? Yes. Mayor Arrigo?
Yes. Seeing no other business before the committee, I will entertain a motion to adjourn until 10:23. We are adjourned until October 23rd. Thank you.